It's a temporary pause.
Governor, the Constitution of New Mexico and the Constitution of the United States, and you're an attorney. Do you think you're on solid constitutional ground here?
Well, we're going to see. I mean, look, I wouldn't do it if I didn't think I had the right. I have the right.
Where is the right?
This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com, TatumStore.com, TatumStore.com. Like and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notification anytime I go live, make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment this video, share this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, get you one of these shirts. Y'all already know.
What happened in New Mexico is a warning to all of us. And if you're not familiar with what happened in New Mexico, the governor, who's a complete idiot, Michelle Grisham, decided that she was going to give a 30-day ban of open and concealed carry, essentially eviscerating your constitutional right to carry in New Mexico in a specific county that covers Albuquerque. Now, it also opened up a special investigation for the state to investigate all the gun stores in the entire state and all kind of other things that it opened up behind the scenes. And I'm telling you, as sure as I'm sitting here today, if we lose our rights to, well, if we give up our rights, ain't no losing nothing. God gave us these rights. If you give up your rights to keep and bear arms, and that those rights shall not be infringed, and you just flail it away, we have no country, you have no freedom, we have no history. And when I say history, I mean we have no history to create. We're going to be a dead populace. These people get so hungry with power, they'll throw you under the bus and run you over and set you on fire and then act like it never happened. They are riddled with evilness, many of them, not all of them. There's some good people out there. But we need to have the right to protect ourselves against a tyrannical government and these thugs that are out here in the streets trying to do damage. Let me tell you why. First and foremost, the same idiots that's in elected positions are telling you to, are arguing to defund the police. And if the police are not, listen, if they want you to get rid of your guns, but then they don't want to protect you. They don't want you to have a gun, then they don't, the police ain't there for you. You can't do both. That's why it's imperative for you to have your own level of defense. If somebody, like even today, yeah, there's some tactical advantages that I do have. Would I be afraid? Not as much. If somebody threatened me, somebody docks me, we're going to come to your house. Oh, man, that you just made me, hey, I think I got a little excited talking about you going to come to my house. I want to light it up like a Christmas tree in there. That you sure you want to come to my house? I don't think you want to. That ain't going to be a good day for you and your salvation. So it don't bother me as much as it may bother the average person. If somebody threatening me, they're going to come to my house and hurt my family. It's like, nah, bro, them 223 is going to tear you apart. And I'm going to laugh at you while you laying in the yard looking like Swiss cheese. I'm going to laugh at you. And I'm going to drag you out in the middle of the street so everybody can see what happens when you try to hurt my family and break into my house. And I don't think you want that kind of smoke. But if I didn't have firearms and I didn't have my right to carry and keep my arms in my house and ammo or whatever I need to protect my family, I would be afraid. Why? Because the police ain't just sitting in front of my house, taking care of me every step of the way. But when I have the right to protect myself, I'm not afraid. And that's how every American should be.
No law shall abridge the right of citizens to keep and bear arms for security and defense. We just heard from the sheriff. He joins the attorney general and others who say they won't enforce it. It's unconstitutional. Why do it if it can't be enforced?
Fewer guns on the streets makes everyone safer, and I'm focused on everyone's constitutional rights, not just those the NRA says I should be focused on. These are NRA talking points about their rights and not about anybody else's, and it's not a ban. It's a temporary pause.
Governor, the Constitution of New Mexico and the Constitution of the United States, and you're an attorney. Do you think you're on solid constitutional ground here?
Well, we're going to see. I mean, look, I wouldn't do it if I didn't think I had the right. I have the right.
Where is the right?
NRA and other issues, and the Second Amendment keeps getting broadened. So the Bruin case in New York, right, that deals with concealed carry, and cases in Texas
and that's
that say
actually,
you can
Governor,
be
what I'm talking about. You bring up the Bruin case. The Supreme Court last year. Let me just ask you this, because the Supreme Court last year totally changed what we're allowed to do, what you're allowed to do. And they said unless you can base it in the history and tradition, you don't have grounds to do something like this. The New Mexico Constitution, I looked last night, Article 2, Section 6 says this, quote, no law shall abridge the right of citizens to keep and bear arms for security and defense. No municipality or county shall regulate in any way any incident of the right to keep and bear arms. Are you not in violation of both the U.S. Constitution and your state's Constitution?
I don't believe that we are.
I was thinking about this the other day. We and the wife went to Canada with some friends, and we went there to see Earth, Wind, and Fire and Lionel Richie. I can't think. One of my friends' name is Lionel, and that's how I remember Lionel Richie. And we went there, and I was just thinking the whole time I was in Canada, like, we can easily take over Canada. Not even the military, just the people. You got to think in America, we have guns. Like, the people have guns. And AR-15s, body armor, whatever, the people have that. And these other countries, they just waiting to get taken advantage of. Like, if we really had a fight with Canada, what our military don't do, the people could do. People that just come right through Washington State, Idaho, North Dakota. I think those are. I mean, just right here on the west side, people just come right through there and just wipe out everybody in Canada and take whatever they want. These people got to have their hands up. They can't defend themselves if they had a true invasion. That's one thing I think about America too when it comes to these other countries. If somehow you defeat us militarily, you got another military that you got to fight on the ground in this country. You're not finna just blow through cities. You got to fight a militia that's unidentified. That's what makes America so powerful. You think you can defeat our military unless you drop a nuke and kill everybody. You're not finna be able to come and gain the spoils of America because you beat our military. We go to these other countries, we can easily do that. We'll go in their country, beat their military up, and take all their stuff. Ain't nothing they can do about it. None of their people can defend anything. We go to Australia right now, rake them over the coals. The people ain't got no chance. And that's one thing I love about America, and that's one thing we need to keep sacred. We need to keep sacred our voice and our guns, because it is powerful for you to have a voice, and sometimes it's invaluable for you to be able to talk and be able to explain yourself and have discord. And if you lose that and the talking ain't working, then we going to go to the gunplay. And if you ain't got talking or gunplay, you just a dead vessel waiting to get taken advantage of. And so I would argue that every American should own a gun. And every American should stand up for the right for people to keep and bear arms. Every American. Even if you don't have guns, you should understand the value in having a gun. How much time I got? Am I out or I got time? I lost track of time. Oh, good. Thank God. I thought I heard you say something in the background. So that's just my thoughts on that. I'll say it till the cows come home. If they ever come and try to take a gun from my house, and I don't want to get in trouble for saying this, but I'm just keeping it real with you guys. If they try to come and take my guns from my house unlawfully, in violation of my constitutional rights, I'm going to shoot it out. I already made it clear. I don't want nobody questioning me. I don't want nobody. We're going to have a shootout in my house. I refuse to lose my God-given right to keep and bear arms, because once I relinquish that, they come in and taking everything else. That right has been put in place by God. It's been observed through the Second Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America, and it shall not be infringed. They better write my address down. You come to my house and think you're going to confiscate firearms, it ain't going well. And I'm specifically mentioning violation of the Constitution. Now, if I go off and do something I ain't supposed to do, meaning that I go and hurt somebody that I ain't supposed to hurt or something like that, I'm domestic violence. According to the law, they can get my guns. I'm not talking about a scenario like that. I'm talking about a scenario of mass confiscation of the of firearms because they're trying to thwart the constitutional rights for us to keep and bear arms in this country. Somebody got to stand up for it, and I'm the one. I already made my mind up. There ain't no changing it. I'm gonna go to heaven when I'm gone. But I'm tell you what, you ain't gonna have no Brandon Tatum on his knees, letting the government take advantage of him without consent. It ain't happening. All right, now I done said a lot of gloom and doom and scared half of y'all. We could just keep going with the news. You know, there was a incredibly sad situation that happened the other day. I forget what state it was in. I made a video about it, and I forget what state it's in. This kid, 2 kids, they sound black because they said the N-word every 5 seconds, stole a car allegedly. On the video, you see them ram another car, and then they come up to this guy on a bicycle, and they're premeditating it. They said, "This hit him, run him over," and they drive up and they run over this man and kill him on video. Now I don't know how the video got out there, but they ended up killing this man on video, intentionally killing him. Lo and behold, he was a retired chief, I believe, in that area. You probably haven't heard about it. But when Jordan Neely, Daniel Penny choked Jordan Neely, or not choked, it happened right here in California. When Jordan Neely was restrained by Daniel Penny, we hear about it every single day of the week. President commenting on it, people crying about it. But when this heinous act happened, nobody's talking about it. Hold the phone. I'll be back after the break.